And hello there, this is going to be an honest review of Survival, the Fountain of Youth. Well, not the Fountain, just Fountain of Youth, Survival. They can't just call it Fountain of Youth. You have to add the survival in there or you're never going to find this game. But let's get started in this game. And my quest for searching for a really good survival game will continue because this is a miss. Unfortunately, some people compared this to The Long Dark, and I have not done a review on The Long Dark because that was years and years ago, and that game really sucked ass. And this game has some of the aspects in there, and they took some of the things that actually suck ass and they applied it to this game here, which doesn't really work very well for them. That was a bad choice on some of the things they did. This game isn't all bad, so don't worry. This game is still okay and it's still passable. It's still neat to play if you're into like some hardcore survival type of stuff. Well, it's not really hardcore, it's more of a pain in the ass, so wasting a lot of your time running back and forth and watching time fly as you're doing stuff, But yeah, the time in this game is really off. Let's go sleep into the daytime here, or get some energy back, and I can show you some stuff. So you get the idea of some of the basic, components to this game right here. You got your basic tools and all your survival stuff you got to build. Your weight capacity and stuff like that is total garbage. You have you start off with barely even 30 for weight, and you make some grass gear, which it degrades over time. Basically, it lasts 5 days. Even when you're sleeping, the stuff that you're wearing degrades. It's really stupid how all that works. You can repair all your gear and stuff like that, and you need more materials. And as you can see, you don't get 100% repair. And this goes, more and more less efficient each time you repair something, making it kind of useless to actually bother doing that. And the level of tools that go up in this game is you have your basic wood, your bone, and then you can get some obsidian, which is very rare and hard to find. You can't really mine it anywhere. And then you can get some copper later on, but as you can see, there's no copper tools in here. Let's unlock them all and go up to the tools. You got some copper, and that is basically it. So yeah, I just did another review of Core Keepers, and it had 6 levels of stuff, and this one barely has 3 levels of things you can build on your thing. Let's go over some more of the bad points in this game. The time in this game is really skewed, and it's really blown up into bad proportions. Just running around here in this amount of time, that's and half an hour of game time is gone of your character. So that just really blows. Everything else in this game is, I understand this part here is okay. Well, that one here is, it takes some time to respawn. There we go. We got some stuff in here. I'm going to grab some coconuts off this tree. It takes time to do that. It takes time to harvest them. Good. That's fine. And that time limit, just to get a coconut off the tree, it took me 15 minutes of time. That's a little bit over the top there. I don't know how long it takes you to climb a tree or knock some coconuts down. It doesn't take me 15 minutes for something like that. But yeah, some of the things that are arbitrarily stupid like that, like cutting down some of the trees, getting 3 branches, it doesn't take you 45 minutes to do something like that. That's just ridiculous. And the cooking and stuff like that, you gotta, it takes you 20 minutes to cook something, and then it takes 40 minutes to cook some things. Cook some meat for 40 minutes? What the hell? You throw a steak on the barbecue, you're not sitting there for 40 minutes, for it to cook. I don't know what these people are thinking about these timelines on some of these things going on here, but I'm just trying to show you the view in this game. You can swim in this game too. There's underwater stuff you can do and explore and all that kind of fun stuff. And you have your breath and stuff like that. But yeah, let's go over some of the other bad things you might annoy you too. Is the respawn rates. Well, I understand the coconut trees and stuff like that, and other objects like that take 30 days for it to respawn. So you're not just easily surviving and stuff like that, 30 days, okay, that's fine. But the animals in this game, they respawn every couple of days. So you get little wild dogs and shit like that, they respawn every couple of days. And going through the forest area, let's run over there and show you that. Well, let's show you some of the things what you can do before I run over there and waste my time. I might as well bring a cart. Since your carry rate really sucks, some of the things they do good, let's take some drink before this goes away. Some of the neat things they do is they have these carts. So you can grab your cart, you can make carts instead of, they have their own carry weight, and they don't degrade, 80 carry weight when you start off with 30. Definitely want to make some carts right away, and they don't slow you down, they don't degrade. So that kind of stuff is kind of neat. So there is some hits in this game, but let's go over and show you some of this forest land over here. And you gain stats, you don't have any stats and level ups and things like that in this game for your character. You have your basic skills, and you get more skills by actually doing stuff. That's the proficiency, the perks basically. But yeah, you have different levels and different talent points you get, and every level you get more bonuses on your different things. So that's pretty neat. The skill system is nice. It works. Whenever you do stuff, you get more experience, and they give you more things on every aspect of it. And then you can learn special skills at the end if you get skill books that all apply to your skills. And then you have your feats. You get perk points and stuff like that, and you can pick and choose what perks you want. And then that's work in progress. But you can pick and choose some of these perks items. So that's pretty nice. And your inventory is basically, you start off with just 2 weapon slots, that's it, and then you have your big gear slots, and then you have your equipment slots, but you're going to be low, your weight's going to be the issue, not how much stuff you can actually hold, and that kind of thing for this type of a game. But that's part of the things that are good, and some of the building is nice over there. You can see my boat I was building. It has since it stuff like that, your boat will degrade. I haven't finished it. It's got like 1 hour left, and I just let it sit there in purgatory basically, so I don't lose durability for it just sitting there in the dock, because that's what your armor does and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can run around pretty nicely with this cart. Let's take a little walk. Your stamina runs out pretty fast. That's all. The survival stuff is fine. Stamina's going by. You have to worry about your health and your water, your stamina, your hit points, and then all these different little conditions like the flu. Like I walk around a little bit of mountains, and all of a sudden your nose is running. You got a flu. It's like, come on. And stuff like that. And there's like a 3% chance that you eat something you're going to get indigestion. I've had that happen like 5 times already. That's not 3% in my book, but let's get going there. We can check out the map on our way here, since it's a long trip and we're taking all of our time. But you make your map, you scroll, you scribe it out there with some charcoal, climbing up some trees. You don't have to climb the trees, but you have to do that in the first one. Get to the top of a tree, you scout out the area with some charcoal, you map it. It shows you all the things on the map where you got to go find some stuff, and finding all these ingredients. Let's zoom in there to get a better view of some of the ingredients. And let's go over some of the branches in this game. I find is atrocious. It's just ridiculous. You want to find some rocks, you have to find little stations like this that have rocks on it. You can't get rocks from all of these rocks all over the place. No, of course not. You can't interact with all these things. Half the trees you can't interact with. And then the ones that you can only get 1 ingredient off of them. I can get a long stick off of here. I can't get small sticks. I can't get bark. You need bark for some of the things like building your boat, and then you need long sticks. You need big branches. Maybe this one isn't really a big branch, but some of the bigger trees over there in this little jungle area, there's lots of trees and branches there, but you can't cut them down. You can't really interact with them. If you do cut down the tree, it's gone, and you only get what resource that tree had. You don't get really much of anything else on it. So let's come in over here to Snake Country, which is one of the things I really wanted to get to right away. But yeah, this tree here, I can't do nothing with it. Oh, there's a snake sound. Where is it? There's one right there. That doesn't mean there's more. Let's kill that guy off. And I hear another snake. Yeah, where is that one? I don't have that talent yet. I should put that on there. Let's get that talent right now. So I got a talent over here, character, and this one right here. Let's pick this perk. Cost me like 3 of my points right there. Now we can see, we can find that snake. It's supposed to... There it is. There, it shows it off right there. You get a little special ability to see stuff if you take the talents. But yeah, another snake. And I've had these things respawn right in front of me. They don't count as regular animals, apparently, because they count as pests, and pests just keep respawning every 5 minutes, basically, in this game. If you're walking through this forest, you're going to get hit by snakes and all over time. If you try and do anything, like I can't interact with this tree. Apparently, I can't get branches or cut it down. It's not a real tree either. So this kind of stuff is really stupid. Oh, there's a bad guy over there. It's just one of those little annoying guys that keep respawning every few days. Well, here's a tree I can interact with, but I can only get some small sticks and some bark off of it. That is it. And I can cut it down, of course. These ones, I can get 1 log off of it, but that's it. If I cut down that tree for logs, I don't get the bark, I don't get the sticks. You get nothing. You get no big branches. That looks like some big branches on there. No big branches, no long branches. All that stuff is separate in this game. That's a really stupid mechanic, I think, in my opinion. I really don't like it. And just, you can't run through the ground like this. It's just snakes coming up over and over again all the time. Oh, there's that guy. He's coming after me. That's what the other sound was. So I got my headphones on, so I can't really hear them very well. Let's run back with my little cart. I'm gonna leave my cart over here anyways. So yeah, just to show you the neat thing. And then you can do this with your logs too. You kind of have to if you want to cut down trees for logs and stuff like that, which is a really nice thing to try and do. But yeah, you can leave this stuff here. It doesn't matter. Yeah, all these things, like 8 days for me to get leaves off that. Unless I cut it down and get 2 leaves off of it, and then it'll never grow back. I believe they don't grow back. But there's lots of stuff like this in this game. For in-depth details like that, but some of it is just really skewed and over the top. You try and do some work, like you gather some rope leaves off of a tree, and you get scorpions attacking you every single time. And there's a little chicken. So you got other things like that. Let's see if we can catch up to this guy and stab him. I'm running out of stamina, guy. And, ooh, gotcha. And you can harvest. And yeah, you can only harvest certain things off guys, which is acceptable, but let's pick him up. I'll take this chicken home with me. He's already dead. But yeah, you can't do stuff with the body. Like, you need bones and stuff like that. You can't. It's just, it's very arbitrary in what they say you can and can't get from objects in this game, which I don't like in my survival games. I like, if I want rocks, there's a rock right here. Can I, get my pickaxe and pick away at it and get some small rocks off of there? No, you can't. You have to go to certain places and certain nodes and all that kind of stuff. There's just lots of stuff you have to worry about. Your food and the water is a huge issue. Your water is going to be a huge issue in this game. It is just way too you can't find like water on the ground anywhere, and you can't drink seawater, of course, and that all the things that you have to build in this game are just frustrating. It's frustrating even trying to find a big log. There's videos out there trying to find a big log. I had lookups, I couldn't find it because I didn't bother going and checking out my map properly. When you get your scouting report here and zoom in there you go, you have to get it scouted over here because this tree here doesn't show you any big logs, and this one here does, big branches, and you got to find those, and some of the trees actually over here have them, and you have to go up there and scout around to be able to see that with the map markers. So it does the map markers very well, and even shows you sometimes the durations on there, and there's lots of other neat things you can do, but overall this game is still it's still a miss for me. It is not the survival game I was hoping it would be. That's too much of this time dilation stuff, or whatever you want to call it. Time acceleration is just really skewed in the wrong behavior and all that kind of stuff. And some of the requirements are just over the top and dumb with these branches and stuff like that, and the respawn rates of animals versus the respawn rates of trees that and stuff like that is just it's just way out of proportion and ridiculous in my opinion. But for a survival game, having the time that having things take time is a good step. But be aware of what actual stuff time it actually takes to do stuff. And running around with the carts is a nice thing to do when you have no weight capacity and stuff like that, and that doesn't contribute to it. And that really helps out. Instead of just carrying one log at a time, you got a log cart. So that that makes sense. That's a good thing. But some of the other things I really don't like. I'm just hiding in my cave here, the scorpion cave at the start of the game. For a little mini base and all that kind of stuff, but there's just tons of running around and all that stuff. Once you get settled, you're going to be good to go to explore the whole island, get on your boat and explore other islands. Let's try and zoom out even farther. Can I? Nope. How do I go back to the older map here? I don't even look. Here we go. Hey, stay over there. Don't click on that. There's the island. There's the world. Those are the different zones. Work in progress, work in progress. You just got one little area right now. So this is still early development. And so hopefully they'll add more things like iron in some of the islands and different objects like that so you can actually progress. So this game does have potential to progress and be better. But right now in the early access, it's not progressing, and you don't know what they're going to do. They might, hopefully, they do fix that stupid snake thing, because that is ridiculous. I had a pile of like 5 snakes in like one spot over the period of just harvesting stuff from the trees, because they keep respawning, and then you got to make sure you try and kill them all so you're not getting poisoned and stuff like that. And that kind of stuff. It's just ridiculous. You get hit by scorpions every couple seconds when you're trying to harvest stuff, even though you got your torch out and you're doing it, and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing properly. You get your torch out to keep them, scare them away, but they still come and attack you. It just they got to fix this kind of stuff. Like, have the respawn rates actually appropriate, and then get rid of so many of these snakes, because I understand there's going to be a couple rattlesnakes here and there, but that forest is like every 2 steps there's another snake. That is like ridiculous. I probably have over 100 snakes killed already, and I've killed probably like 10 of those freaking little dog things or something like that, and they keep respawning pretty fast. It is just strike a balance basically. But overall, this game is passable. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 for its performance so far. One thing I don't like about it is the save feature. You don't have one. There's only save and exit. And games like this, where you have time as a factor in it, you need a save and load feature like most games have. I understand why some of the other games don't have that feature on there. What was the other game I reviewed earlier on that didn't have that feature on there for saving and loading? Salt 2, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Salt 2, playing that game there. It doesn't have a save load feature, but you can just port yourself back to your ship at any time, or port yourself out of a cave at any time. So exploring isn't punished. Water, you don't die in the water in Salt 2. And this one here, you can drown pretty fast, and there's probably wild sharks and stuff like that too. Who knows? I haven't gone too deep. There's lots of stuff you can do for swimming, but you can die pretty fast. You run out of stamina, you're going to die. If you run out of oxygen in the water, you're going to die. So you can't go explore the depths and see what's down there. there, you're missing out on too much of this game by not being able to go out there and save the game and then go out there and explore and see what's what, and then reload your game type of thing. That would it promotes exploration and seeing what your game has to offer, and this doesn't do that, and that is a miss. Like sometimes it works with not having the load feature on your games, but sometimes it's just a bad idea when you have things like when you're doing some of these games, and this was the ones that you really do need a load feature. So hopefully they will fix that up and add that in there in the future. But it has a lot of things that you really need to be tweaking, and it's still early access and that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I'm going to stick with my 5 out of 10. It can get higher if they actually do some of these little tweaks here and there and add more content. But I was just playing Core Keepers with that 6 levels of stuff, and that was like a 300 meg game, and this one here is a 16 meg game. Well, no, 300k game. Sorry, yeah, it was 300k, and this one here is over 16 meg of gameplay here, and it's a little bit choppy compared to this other top-down cheesy graphics game that has so much more gameplay value to it than this one here does. It is just that bad. People need to take a note from other games like that do things right, and then when you're making a bigger game, do those things right. Don't do stuff wrong, so you have your games actually playable. And this water just disappears. Like you collect rainwater and it's gone overnight. Sometimes water doesn't really evaporate very well at night. It should stay there, but that's little tweaks that they need to maybe do and things like that. But yeah. That's just me. I don't think water I don't think 10 units of water would evaporate in an hour. It takes a little bit of time to evaporate that kind of stuff, even in hot weather. And then, and weather is a thing. You got to stay in the shade. If you don't have protection, you're going to get hit by the sun and get sunburns and stuff like that. With how fast the time goes in this game, you get sunburned because just standing around here when I'm running around in circles, looking around, you're going to lose it. And I can't go around and explore too much and show you too much because it's the same. I'm going to keep playing this game, even though it's just a 5 out of 10 for me. But if I go around there, I could just end up dying, and then I don't want to die and then have my first death kick off and stuff like that. You can die in this game. It just respawns you back to your base. I don't know what happens with that, but you lose your health permanently. Although temporary, but basically you lose 10% of your health until you drink a special potion, and those things are limited. So far that I know of, I don't know if you can craft them or not, or a way to get them. That would be later on in the gameplay. I do have some on here. Inventory. Yeah, I got one right there. Living water. You got to drink those to get rid of it. You start off with a 10% hit point buff, and then I found another one so far. But that is just my game. So sorry that made this game, this review a little bit long, but I wanted to show you the stuff that I liked and didn't like about it, and why I think it's hit and miss, and compare it to some other games that actually have some stuff that hits. It's not even a survival game out of the game, but it's close enough to be better than this game for its size, especially. So thanks for watching, and I will see you later.